It was weird, like in the middle of thrusting, I would just stop and say stuff like, "What's your favorite bug?" 32, I'm getting older. I've been trying to like cling to my youth. This summer, a bunch of friends and I were like, "Hey, let's all take hallucinogenics like we used to do in high school, and we'll go to a concert. It'll be a lot of fun." And we were right. It was a blast, but then here's the thing. After a while, the concert ended, and the drugs did not. And then someone was like, what do we do now? And I was like, let's go to a bar. And so we went to a bar. We thought it'd be a great idea. And it kind of was, because I met a girl there, and I don't know what happened, but we really hit it off. And she was sending really strong signals she wanted me to go home with her. And I didn't want to because I was on acid, and so was my penis. And it just didn't care. But like, she was like really coming on to me, and all my friends were like, "Dude, you gotta go home with her. You never get laid. She's really cute, come on." And then they talked me into it, and the next morning, they told my entire circle of friends. So I got all these phone calls from people being like, "What? So how was it? Was it weird?" And I answered, "Yes." And they're like, "How was it weird? Was it weird like during sex that you could hear the colors and see the music?" And I said, "No. It was weird, like in the middle of thrusting, I would just stop and say stuff like, 'What's your favorite bug?'" So here's the thing, the fact that that worked meant that we had to try it again. Right? So the next weekend we do it again, and once again I meet this really sweet girl. We really hit it off. I don't know how this happens. Like my normal cadence, like you guys can see me, you can see my looks. Like I'm a comic. This is a sport for mutants. I don't know what happens, but somehow like a little bit of acid, and I just turn into Stefan or Kel. I'm like a really like smooth guy. And I meet this girl, and at one point she said something. I don't recall what it was, but I thought it was funny, and I was like, "That's really funny. High five." And when I did, she just grabbed onto my hand and held onto it and goes, "Wow, you have giant hands." And I know why you say it's like a flirty thing. It's like, "Oh, you have large hands. It may mean you have a large penis." I don't, but wait, this is for TV. I do. I do. Like, it's a flattering thing to say to someone, it really is, and I should have been flattered, but it's like the worst thing ever to say to a guy who's eaten too much acid. Like, my reaction was to pull my hand away and go, "My God, you're right." But then she kept talking to me, and I just couldn't even hear what she was saying because I was so concerned with the size of my hands. And I was like, "Oh, I'll just tuck these away," and suddenly they just wouldn't fit in my pockets anymore. And at this point, I'm just panicking, knocking over like drinks and candles, screaming, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" Which I found out was the best way to get everyone to look at you. And at one point, I even put it on my back and just knew that all 5 fingers were sticking out like a peacock. And like after all that, she still tried to give me her number after all that. And when I did, I literally couldn't type her number into my phone on account of my hands being too large. Just mashing multiple keys at once. And looking back on it, it's all her fault. Because like I was so prone to suggestion, she was like, "You have giant hands." And I was like, "Oh, God." And all she had to say was, "And a giant phone." I'd be like, "Oh, I got this.